noticed on our balance sheet just this month that we were just presented that there is a ton of first lates. And I want to ensure that our homeowners know about the issue with the P.O. box drop and that that the first lates aren't related to that, so that we don't have homeowners going into delinquency and whatnot due to an error that happened between the U.S. Post Service drop and getting deposited between the First Service account. I just want to make sure that that communication has happened.
No, I sent it out to my e-blast to the people that the checks went missing for. The ones who sent to the Miami lockbox. I gave them a telephone number to call, which would help. We have a case number against the United States Postal Office, but it has nothing to do with those people that
Okay,
were first
well,
on late.
then let me bring my next question to point on that same issue then. Why was the board not informed that that email went out and to those homeowners so that we were
And
aware
there was
of
an
it?
e-blast. Went out to everybody.
I know that I still have it.
Yeah.
So just so I can understand the issue is that there has been a delay in the receipt of payment that's not the fault of the homeowner, that may be either the fault of the lockbox issue, the United States Postal Service, or First Services,
Right.
Basically accounting for the payment on the account.
Right.
And the issue is, we need to make sure that that issue has been resolved in terms of the cause of the issue. Do we know what the cause was?
I'm going to defer to John here.
Was this an issue before this January 1st payment?
This is a
Right.
recurring issue that we have. And
What bank,
it-
if I could ask, what bank is it Pacific Premier?
It's
Because I know there was an issue specifically with one bank. Is that
It's
it?
Miami-based
the
bank.
Miami lockbox.
I know the Miami lockbox, the PO box running through there, that's where a huge amount of payments go through, not just for our company, but for lots of companies. It seems like a hub for all the companies in South Florida. But is that, there's a particular bank that had an issue with a lockbox. Click as an organization is huge that everybody uses for the lockbox process. That bank has a old lockbox system, and it's not with Click. So that's the only thing I can think of is that is the issue you're referring to, but I don't know what bank you all use off the top of my head. So if that is an issue, then I mean, it's been.
What bank is it that
It
we
is
use?
First Premier, but why would the bank have an issue with that?
Because there's two lockboxes that are right next to each other in this PO system, in this PO box system. So it's coming down human error at the PO box, at the post office. And that's why we had a letter given to us saying that it wasn't something we caused. Yes, sir.
Are you looking at change that system?
Yes, we actually have a meeting this week where they're gonna actually switch from their old lockbox company to this new one that we use for all of our other banks. So that will no longer be an issue. Because it's being corrected, it's just taking 2 weeks longer to make something happen, if not longer. But I don't know if that's specifically this issue. I'm just telling you that is the issue that Christine's talking about.
Yes,
Just
Juan.
have comments?
And then Sharon has a question too. Go ahead.
Just to be clear, you get a 30-day, if you're late, you get a courtesy letter, and that's standard policy. You're not delinquent until you're 90 days.
I understand the process.
That's when it goes to the attorney.
But this is the issue that was at hand was something that happened in December. It was December payment. So now we're in January, now we're at the end of February. So we're getting it into the 90-day period. And I want to ensure that any homeowner that this is the reason why, that they don't have a red click in their column or they don't pay a late fee or anything like that due to an error that is not on their part and that they be in good standing.
Any error that's incurred by the bank
Well,
is automatically waived, as long as they bring in.
Again, and let me put this a little more personal. I had a late fee on my account that I didn't even know about until I logged into the website to see to get resolved. I got no e-blast, I got no email communication, I got no phone call, nothing. So unless I logged onto the website to check, I didn't know. Now I know our website login request is at like 200 and some odd. We have 600 homes in our community, so we're obviously missing a quarter of our community. We're missing about 2/3 of our community in this system. So I need to do due diligence as a board member to protect those 2/3 of our community to ensure that nothing is happening negatively to impact
I
on
want
it.
to ask, there's a couple
Yeah,
comments from the audience. Sharon.
Sorry, I know we're not over the questions, but because I did ask Christine about that, so I noticed it took them 30 days to process my payment. And I used the same envelope that they provided with our coupon books. Is that the lockbox that you're talking about?
Yes, if that's the bank that we're discussing. And just so you know, the action we've taken is to besides the fact that that bank is going to switch lockboxes, we also are, getting people off that bank, because there's other banks that provide better returns, so we're doing everything we can to take that out of even being a factor. I mean, it happens to everybody. There's something that could go wrong with that whole banking process, but it's something that maybe we should go through all of your current AR and see what's on there. If it is something we can research, I will definitely do so to figure out and get the bottom of it.
Yeah, no, I think it's important to do that. Brian and then Anita, yes.
I just want to add that my wife and I remember our payments by bill pay, and I know every month, I have no control over bill pay, but we never received a letter letting us know we were late. All I received was a $25 late notice. We paid that. I then called, and actually this time it was Peggy who was in that seat, and Peggy said that she was going to put that forward, and probably more than likely it would be approved to reimburse us that $25 because we've never been late before. And I said, well, I can prove that we're on bill pay, just let me know what I need to show you. The bank sent the payment. Well, 3 months later, it was late again. I never received anything. They made me pay another $25, and it just seemed to me like, well, they didn't. I never received any refund for the first $25. Never received a refund for the second $25. Never heard anything about a refund whatsoever, and if anybody has looked into it. So I'm not sure about this process of 90 days delinquency or when I received 0 notices ever, and we're on bill pay. So.
Well, I'm glad that we're just voicing these concerns, because obviously, John, we have an issue that we need to get resolved, so yes, Anita.
Yeah, I'm on board with also, but the thing is, when I did get a letter, I'm not even sure whether asking for the $25, but it's just forwarding it. It doesn't tell you when. So I find out that they actually got, let's say, my October payment, but now it was almost 2.5 months later, I was getting a letter, and it was related to the September payment, but the letter doesn't tell you when it's related to, what that we get from you guys.
There's there's some tracking issues there that we need to look at, okay? Well, anybody that is listening or that's here that has issues that differ from what you've already heard so far, please let us know, let me know, let Christine know, let John know, so that we can try to create a short list of the issues and things that are happening, so that we can start to get our arms around this late payment issue, because it's not fair to charge people. It's not fair to be wasting time and effort and energy sending out letters that really didn't need to be sent out if there was proper record keeping and coding and things of that nature. So please report back to us on
One
that.
final detail. I mean, something obviously as we're working through the Bristol to First Service transition, which, technically has been done for a year, but there's still things changing and moving along, from going to different banks that are much more effective and much more detailed with how things work, to also being on our Connect system where you can get your own homeowner balances if we were to switch to our different accounting system. There's a lot of things to bring to the table once we get through our humps of any other kind of conversation with management, and we can start bringing some of the benefits the First Service offers to you all, which doesn't really exist yet.
Okay.
So just
Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's roll right into committee reports. First committee report is the ARC committee.
The ARC received 8 applications and approved 7 this past month. Included in those 7 were 2 from the previous month that we received the additional information. We have 9 applications that we're waiting for homeowner information on before we can approve those. And there have been 8 completed approved applications this past month.
Great. And a little bit, we've got a new business item that I wanted to get your thoughts on when we reach that, and I'll deal with that in new business. But the concept is populating your committee and getting kind of the same run through that we did with the hearing committee that we're going to go through with the hearing committee, so we can make sure that we have an e-blast going out if people want to join, all that kind of stuff. So we'll talk about that in a little bit if you have time to stick around.
Absolutely.
Okay, great, thank you. Let's roll right into the delinquencies and HOA rental committee report. Wanda?
We have presently 2 HOA rentals. One looks like it's getting close to foreclosure. The bank is moving on it, so we may lose that one. We do have 2 properties that are close to foreclosure, HOA foreclosure. They're pending at this time, so they're just a hair away from the HOA foreclosing on 2 pending. But that's all we have right now. I just wanted to add that right now we have, for this month, we had 50 over 90 days delinquent. In the last 12 months, we had an average of 49. 12 months before that, our average was 65. 12 months before that, our average was 90. I know you asked last time what the trend was, so I went back a few years so that you could see that the trend is a positive trend, especially when we've gone from 90 from March of 12 to where we're at today, averaging of 49 in the last 12 months. So the attorney is moving forward. He's making all the necessary motions. So the trend is a positive trend, you know. He is working on the delinquent accounts.
And you mentioned counsel looking at this, and I know it gets to a certain point where it goes to collection with the law firm. In your experience over the last couple of months, has that process been smooth? Is that something that they're doing a good job with?
Yes,
or are
they
there
are.
any tweaks that need to be made?
Yeah, well, you know, the problem I'm having is that we have 50 over 90 days, and when I see the suspension list, the suspension of rights, I see like 10. So I think that needs to be updated, the suspension of rights, because after 90 days, your clicker should be deactivated, your call-in list should be suspended. Okay, so if somebody comes to the door, your call-in list is deactivated. They got to call you to be allowed in. So you are not, so your privileges are suspended. You cannot get into the clubhouse, into the gym, and I don't see that list updated.
Okay.
That's the only issue I have at this time.
So just to take that to the next step, that list is prepared by management. Is that who's got the list, Christine? So the issue is implementing the deactivation so that we are enforcing it in a timely manner.
The policy is that we're supposed to approve it at a board meeting, the suspension of rights.
Okay.
Once those people get to that point, the list should be brought to us and we vote on suspending their rights until they come, until they pay up.
So I would ask Christine, for future meetings, like our next meeting, we should have a list of everybody that needs to be suspended. Okay, so that way we'll add that to the next agenda.
I think that'd be more motivating.
We have to do
pay
that.
up.
We have to.
If
I was
they're
not aware
delinquent.
that we needed to do that as a
Yes, we
board
need
at
to
a meeting,
vote
but
on
we'll do it.
suspending rights.
Okay, so there will be 40, at least 40, unless people make good, there will be at least 40 people that we need to suspend their active rights to get through the gate with a clicker. They're gonna have to go
Go
through
into the
security
clubhouse,
unless they
rent the
pay.
clubhouse, you know, stuff like
Okay.
that.
Can I make a
Okay.
comment to that before you move on? Since we're having this problem about partial payment, and I'm all for suspension, but prior to doing that, do you think maybe we should contact these homeowners and ask them for proof of payment that didn't get processed before?
I agree, sure.
That's what I was talking about earlier.
I'm okay with that, but this list is like, these, we're talking about 90 days, right?
Yeah.
So we're talking not just the first time notice, we're talking.
Second
And what
notice.
I would ask is that of the people that come before us next board meeting, we need to pick like the low-hanging fruit, the folks that have been outstanding, that it's no lockbox issue here.
Exactly, there are
You know,
some that are
that's-
like owing 4,000 that I
Sure.
don't see on
I
the
mean,
suspension.
those are
Or
no-brainers.
2,000, let's say
Yeah.
2,000, you
Okay.
know, that's more than 3 months.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
so
Great.
some of them need to be updated. Yeah,
Great.
that's-
Okay. Did you have a comment? Yes.
Well, I have a question. You were talking about referring to non-delinquents. It would be interesting to know how much money we spend on an highway versus how much we collect from those highways.
We definitely collect more by using an attorney and having a collection process, okay, definitely.
Collect
Because
more than we pay.
if you do nothing, then people will take advantage and never pay.
And I think the answer to your question is, correct me if I'm wrong, we collect the lawyer's fees from the people as well. So we do collect those, yes. So, okay, social and clubhouse rentals committee report.
We met on the 19th, and we have been working very hard to figure out some activities, which was something that was important to me. So we are upgrading and improving the picnic. And I think all the board members should have a copy of the budget for the social committee. We're going to be doing vendors for food. We have plans for a hot dog hamburger person, a taco person, someone from Modi's Grill, which is Mediterranean, and now we may be working also on a waffle person. In order to do this and make it a much better activity, because last year they only had about 600 people that attended, and if you count 600 houses and 600 people, then it really wasn't attended that well. We're figuring out probably about 800 people will come. So looking at everything, the costs are more in order to improve it. So we would like an increase of, it's actually $4,000 for the picnic itself, but then also we don't want that to be the only activity. So we have at least 10 to 15 other activities that we would like to run in the clubhouse or on the grounds here, to the average of around 2 a month. Everything from family movie night, adult card nights, a game night, pancake breakfast. I mean, there's all kinds of things that we're really trying to run. So a total of $13,000, and I met with the finance committee, and they believe that they will be able to finance this. So if there are no questions, then I would like to make a motion for the board to adopt the recommendation from the finance committee to finance our budget for the 2015 year.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Questions? Just one.
I did attend the finance committee, and I did listen in a little bit, and I tried to explain that we have a clubhouse expense line item. First of all, we rent out the clubhouse. We don't want to make a profit, okay? We want to be able to turn around and use the money that we make in the clubhouse for activities. And this is what I mentioned, okay? This is how we did it last year. You know, we purchased tables, we purchased a TV, we try to upgrade, in doing stuff for the clubhouse. So I just didn't feel a budget was necessary, because you have the clubhouse income that you should utilize for the clubhouse activities. So to request a budget, I just don't understand it, because we have a line item for clubhouse expense. Already, I think the clubhouse has made, they had maybe six reservations I saw on paperwork, so you're talking $1,800 already. So I feel that the income that's brought in should be enough to supplement some of the activities. I don't find it necessary for us to budget any more than what the clubhouse is bringing in the rentals. And the picnic has a budget of $6,000 already. So what money we bring into the clubhouse should be utilized for clubhouse activities. Or else we get taxed for money we make.
No, that's a misunderstanding. Regardless, taxable income is taxable income. The expenses don't negate the taxability of your gross receipts. So you can't think that you can net it, because it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, I think we do have some experts. So,
I guess the point is in terms of like bringing it all to the bottom line is we have money. This seems to make sense with what we're trying to accomplish, to get people to interact with each other and spend more time outdoors instead of in their homes. Are there any other questions?
That's just real quick.
Yes.
You want a total of 13,000 or a total of 10,000?
10,000 for the barbecue itself, which is an increase of about
4,000, okay.
And then another 3,000 to carry out probably close to 20 smaller activities throughout the rest of the 10 months.
Okay, so 7 more than what is already in the line items or whatnot. So if you,
Yes.
So even if we take the clubhouse rental off of that, that leaves us just 5,200. Even if we were, so you're just specifically, really, you're only using $5,200 to provide all these events for our community?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's an issue. Okay. Any other